So what's good, everyone? Today I wanted to talk about yoga, and by the title of the video, I know it may seem wild, like how can yoga be demonic? But in my case, I'm not going to use the word demonic just because to me that sounds a little bit harsh, and just out of respect for other people's faith and culture and religion. But I wanted to, kind of shed some light on how it can lead you down to the wrong path as a follower of Christ. So I would see like posts and all stuff like memes and stuff about how crystals, yoga, meditation, Reiki, and all stuff is demonic. And this was before I was reading the Bible. And so when I would look at it, be like, what in the world? These are like the most positive thing. It's just energy and breathing and stretching. Like, how can something small as yoga be demonic? But after reading the Bible, probably not as demonic, but more so leading you down the wrong path. And I have been practicing yoga for about 15, 16 years, like on and off. And so I know a little bit of something about yoga. So after reading the Bible and, it's just wild to me that anyone who is Christian or following, Jesus Christ would even do yoga because it is rooted in the Hindu faith. I even came across Christian yoga of people doing sun salutations with Christian music playing in the background or them reading scripture, reciting verses, and that's just wild to me. There's no such thing as being a Christian and practicing yoga. In Matthew 6:24, the first line it says, "No one can serve two masters." And so if you are doing yoga, which is a part of the Hindu religion, you are basically serving two masters because yoga is essentially a form of spiritual practice. You understand? It's not, people just try to downplay it to it's just stretching and breathing. There's essentially a difference between stretching and yoga, because one of the things I kept repeatedly seeing from Christians or believers who are doing yoga is, oh, I just love the benefits, the health benefits, the stretching. Go stretch, you understand? But doing yoga is a whole different ball game. It's as if stretching didn't exist before yoga. Like, the only way to stretch is through yoga. Doing sun salutations while listening to Kirk Franklin is not it. Omitting certain words from the yoga practice, yet still doing yoga is not it. You're still participating in the Hindu spiritual practice. A lot of these poses mimic the deities of Hinduism. You understand? A lot of these vinyasas, these yoga sequences, are made to achieve and have a certain intention of reaching something. You understand? It's not just simply stretching. If they wanted to simply stretch, they would just stretch. You understand? There's a reason why there is chanting, alms, why they say namaste at the end. It's like someone who follows Satan and like, hey, I have this and it's gonna help you and you're gonna have great health and all stuff. But without you learning and knowing the history, you don't know that it's satanic in nature. And so then it becomes trendy. Everybody's doing it. Everybody loves the aesthetic of it. Everybody loves how it looks. It looks peaceful, you understand? And then they start doing it and then they wonder why things are going wrong in their life, not understanding that in essence it's from Satan. Now, I'm not comparing Hinduism to Satan. I'm just giving you an example because, when people get hooked on something, they're like, oh, well, I love the health benefits. I love how it makes me feel and all that stuff. Even if it's something that can be destructive to, that's kind of the problem. Like, you're ignoring your whole faith, your whole belief, just to do something when, you could just simply stretch. There could be like 50 million other alternatives, but they want to stick to that one. And usually it's because, yoga is trendy. You understand? So if something's a trend, no one wants to look like a lame. No one wants to feel like out of place. You understand? Or they might like the aesthetic of it because, yoga is attractive. You understand? The whole feel of it, the whole look of it. Asanas are only one of the 8 limbs of yoga. The yoga that we normally see is only one part of it. And this is why cherry picking is kind of dangerous, because you just take one part of something, make it your own, and don't, understand the whole system of it. You ignore the facts to serve your ego. And this is where the trouble can start, because if you're not rooted in faith, if you are a true believer, first of all, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ and you're rooted, you're not even going to do yoga. You're just going to find alternatives. You understand? But this is where the danger can come in, because if you're not rooted and secure in your faith, the yoga can be very persuasive. It could be like a gateway to other stuff, because once you do yoga, they express their own teachings about life, and then it might make you think, well, you know what, let me try this, do things this way, because, this yoga thing is kind of helping me out. Maybe I got it all, you start thinking. Then you start going on the rabbit hole. And now there's nothing wrong with thinking, because I personally love thinking. I love to ask questions. I love to learn all aspects of life. But if you're not rooted, you can be easily persuaded to do other stuff. You understand? Because it is like a gateway, like a rabbit hole. Next thing you know, you're into this. Next thing you know, you're into that. Next thing you know, you're doing it. Next thing you know, you're abandoning your own faith, because you're like, this works, and I have the power. All of that is all about self-enlightenment, becoming one with everything, become one with the universe. There's no separation. There is no, you are human and that is God. There is just one with everything. So, you're abandoning your own faith, and then further down the rabbit hole. Then next thing you know, you get to a point in your life and you don't feel anything. You wonder, why is my life like this? On the outside, I can pretend I'm happy, but why do I feel this way inside? Why do I feel this negativity inside of me? Whether it's empty loneliness, no matter if you're around a whole bunch of people, confusion, because you were easily persuaded. Yoga is meant to bring you to a certain state in the body, mind, and spirit. It's not just stretching and breathing. If it was just stretches and breathing, why do we include things like Om, Shavasana, Namaste? Why do we include chants? Why, when we are in Shavasana, do they have a guided meditation for us? You understand? It's to get us to a certain state. It's not just to calm your body and make sure you ain't got prostate cancer or back pain. Why do we have statues of Ganesh, Shiva, Shakti, and then we have, I don't think Buddha's Hindu, but we have statues of Buddha, the chakras, you understand? There's a reason for all of that, because if yoga wasn't meant to be spiritual, none of that would be there. Now, Shavasana would not be called Shavasana if it didn't mean anything. It would just be called laying down for a minute. I even learned that warrior 1, 2, and 3 pose, Virabhadrasana, is after a warrior who ended someone's life. You understand? So that's the type of pose that people are doing unconsciously. You understand? All in the name of trendiness, aesthetic. You understand? Because if you truly wanted to just stretch, there's so many ways to do that. Yoga is to be one with Brahman. You understand who is Brahman? Hinduism's creator. You understand? And in Hinduism, there is no I'm human and you're God. It's everything is one. And the whole point of yoga is to constantly be in that state of union, to yoke, to togetherness. And then when you do become to that point of trying to become one with God, one like God, that's when confusion starts setting in. Namaste means the God in me honors the God in you. Or it can also be the divine in me honors the divine in you, or the light in me honors the light in you. Because everything is seen as one. There is no separation. There is no understood role as I am human and you are God. Om is considered to be the vibration of the universe. Saying Om brings in more supposedly positive energy within you. You understand? To be in that state of oneness, elevated consciousness, unity. And this is where the cherry picking kind of comes in, because if you're not practicing the thing in its full and entirety and just going cherry picking of what thinks works for you, you open yourself up to bring it in who knows what energy. You understand? You're not fully committed to the faith of Hinduism. You're doing this new age stuff, don't know what kind of energy you're bringing in. So now that there's a shift has been made in my life, I took this as a challenge to find new ways, new alternatives to go about. And thankfully there are, you can do stretches on YouTube, Pilates, and there are some ex-yoga teachers who have sequences but have non-yoga related poses. And hopefully as time progresses, there will be, more teachers who have non-yoga related sequences that, those of us who are relievers can do. Because right now there's a very small percentage. Give thanks there are alternatives. So that's it. That's all. Thank y'all for watching.